We're going to talk about some powerful functions. Let's open the file. Go to File, Open. In Lesson 5, open the Formulas file. Excel has 355 different functions that you can use. It's amazing what you can do with Excel, but how would you ever learn them all? We have an example here that's definitely work-related, especially if you drive a car into work, because you need to buy a new car and want to figure out what the car payment's going to be. I'm going to guess you probably don't know the function, but it's very easy to find. Excel provides something called the Function Wizard. They like this feature so much that they've added it to the interface in at least a dozen different places. You'll always see it right next to the formula bar. It's the little FX there. But it also exists on the Formulas ribbon as a big button on the left-hand side. And then in each group, they have it at the bottom of the menu. So no matter where you are, you're going to be able to find the Insert Function button. We want to figure out what our car payment is, and if you have no idea how to start, the best thing to do is select the cell and hit the Insert Function button. And literally at the top of this dialog box, you type what you're trying to find. Type car payment and click Go. Excel suggests 8 functions that'll work, and the first one, PMT, the help at the bottom says calculate the payment for a loan based on constant payments and a constant interest rate. That sounds like what we need. So we'll click OK, and you say, well, wait a second, I don't know how the payment function works. But it's beautiful. It brings up the function arguments dialog box that will walk you through the function. Now, the name of each argument appears on the left-hand side, and if the argument is in bold, it's a required argument. If the argument's not in bold, it's optional. For each argument, look at the bottom of the dialog box for help on what Excel is expecting. It says rate is the quarterly rate per period for the loan. For example, use 6% divided by 4 for quarterly payments at 6% APR. Well, we want monthly payments, so I probably want to take that rate in B3 and divide it by 12. I can just click on B3 and then type divided by 12. You actually see on the right-hand side that it does the little calculation for me that B3 divided by 12 is 0.004375. That's not particularly useful to me right now. Let's go on to the next one, N-pair. What's that? Well, the help at the bottom is great. N-pair is the total number of payments for the loan. Well, that's the months in B2. I'll click on the 48. Tab down to the next field, PV, present value, total amount that a series of future payments is worth now. That's kind of a fancy way to say the price of the car. Now, I've learned through trial and error that this needs to be negative because it's money that's coming out of the bank. So I'll type the minus sign and click on the price in B1. Right below the line, Excel shows me the answer for the formula. Right now, it'd be $694.16. We'll click OK to accept that formula. Now, that was amazing. Without knowing the function at all, we used the Insert Function button, typed car payment, and Excel guided us right through how to do this calculation. Well, the answer's right, $694, but that may be more than you want to pay. The beautiful thing about Excel is that we can start to play what-if games. Let's say that we shoot for a lower price. Or maybe extend the months. Wow, this is still more than I want to pay for the car. I could sit here all day and put in higher and lower numbers, but really I feel like I was playing that old game on The Price is Right with Bob Barker. Well, hey, there's a great way around that, and it's been in Excel for several versions. It's called the goal seek function. The goal seek function basically allows you to back into an answer. Now, again, I hear the mathematicians out there saying, hey, wait a second, there's a way to specifically find the price that'll yield a payment. And I understand that. But in many cases, backing into an answer involves algebra, and frankly, between you and me, algebra is something that should stay in high school. Let me show you how to use goal seek. We want to change the payment. We want to arrive at a new payment, so select cell B4, and then go to the data ribbon, open the What If Analysis dropdown, and choose goal seek. In the goal seek dialog box, we say that we want to set cell B4, that's the payment, to a certain value. Let's say I'm shooting for $495 by changing a cell. Now in this case, I could either change the price of the car or the number of months that I'm going to pay for it. Let's try and change the price of the car. Choose cell B1 and click OK. Very quickly, Excel plays the higher or lower game, and when it gets to within a penny of our answer, it stops and shows us the spreadsheet that would generate the right answer. We'll see here that the price that it's suggesting is $23,761. In this fairly simple example, Excel will always get the answer. There are some very complex spreadsheets, though, where Excel eventually gives up and says, hey, I can't figure this out. Now, you have a choice here. You can either accept the new number by clicking OK, or you can go back to your original number by clicking Cancel. Click OK to accept it. The amazing thing about GoalSeek is that even after using GoalSeek and having the new answer, it's still a live formula. I still can continue to play what-if games, adjusting my price and the months, and seeing the new car payment. GoalSeek is a great tool that will allow you to very quickly back into an answer rather than having to use the algebra to figure it out. Let's go on to the next worksheet.